Time for Whiteboard Wednesday. It's presented by CarMax, one of our favorite segments of the week. Everyone has a whiteboard here at the breakfast table, and everyone's excited about Sunday's Ravens-Niners matchup in Baltimore. But there are lots of other great games this week. The player or team that you're most excited to take the field, to be outside of that one in Week 13, is who?
Okay, all right.
We're here, you guys. Week 13, it's National Jukebox Day. It is
Here we go.
High One On Day.
Well, if I'm going to go to the jukebox, I'm typing in K1, and that is Kyler Murray. He's coming off the bye. If you guys haven't been watching Kyler Murray the last few weeks, he's been putting on a show. He's the only quarterback in football to have over 100 passer rating against the 49ers. He's done it twice. Plays the Rams, and this is a beleaguered Rams team. A Rams team coming in bleeding. A Rams team that hasn't looked like itself all year. Lamar put a show on. I think Kyler can too. It's now time to enjoy the Kyler Murray experience. Coming off the bye, we got 4 more games left. I think he really picks it up and wins that Offensive Player of the Year. The rookie.
Wow.
Okay. Speaking of experience, it was quite the experience watching Deshaun Watson versus Tom Brady when they played, and I'm looking forward to that again. We're talking about the Patriots versus the Texans, Sunday Night Football, 8 p.m. This is going to be a big-time matchup. I know the Pats have been struggling just quite a bit, but Deshaun Watson, he's one of those individuals that plays big on the big stage. I know he took that big-time L to Lamar Jackson a couple of weeks ago, but here with this game, this could be a statement game for Deshaun Watson because right now the Patriots don't look like a team that's going to head their way back to the Super Bowl.
Has to be a statement game for him, or it's a bad statement by the Texans and Watson.
Thanksgiving, more than anything, I think is about traditions, and often like kind of quirky, weird family traditions. You're not even sure why you do them anymore. It's just what you always do. And every year, this is my answer. I'm looking forward to seeing the Detroit Lions.
Really?
Every year, you know, there's always a lot of discussion. Why is it the Lions? Why don't we change that? They're usually not very good. Why do they get the national game? Because that's what they do on Thanksgiving. I like it. I remember 2006. Terrible Lions team, 3-13. I'll watch John Kitna lose by 20 points against the Dolphins. I don't care. Kevin Jones, whoever it may be. I've watched a million Charlie Batch, Mike
James
McMahon.
Stewart running?
It is James Stewart, Peter, yes. And Chris Berman used to do a Jimmy Stewart impression. I don't care who the quarterback is or what it is. On Thanksgiving, I want to turn on the Honolulu
Real
Blue.
question, though. Because
Yes, I do.
Would you miss it if they didn't? I wouldn't. I would say, okay, if you gave me a better game at noon, I'd be happy. You would miss the
It's almost like, okay, I know they're the Lions, but there are Lions on Thanksgiving. I genuinely would. If we turned it on and it was, you know, Raiders, Falcons instead of the Lions, I would miss them. I think it's part of Thanksgiving tradition, and I love them every year.
What's the deal with this late game? We've got the Saints and Falcons. They're changing that every year, right?
That one changes on NBC.
Should that one be
a team?
A team.
Do you feel like that would change it? Like,
It's tradition. I like that it's a team. No. Here, hold on a second. Hold on.
Sunday
we got
night
Cowboys every time, Lions every time, and then a wild card is a good idea.
You like a wild
I like a wild. Look at
I
me.
kind of want to know what I'm going to get. Your whole argument for the Lions, I want that at night.
2 standards, and then you want a third that's every year night.
I
You have
want
an
a
idea who
third
you want?
No, but we can make it a segment tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah,
good
there you
idea.
go.
Good idea.
On Friday,
Jaguars.
12 linebackers will be announced and added to the NFL 100 all-time team. I'd like to know the most underrated linebacker in NFL history.
All right, I'm going to go with a guy that I played with when I was with the Seattle Seahawks, one of my favorite teammates and also one of my favorite friends, and that's Lofa Tatupu. He was a beast. You might not be familiar with him because he had a short career, but anybody that was familiar when he played, he was an absolute monster. This dude in one season had 125 tackles and 4 interceptions. He was a beast, and that was an all-pro year. But in 6 seasons, he had an all-pro, 2-time Pro Bowler. But then injuries, he had a couple of injuries to his knees. He just couldn't bounce back and be the same dude. Lofa Tatupu, love him as a friend and loved him as a player, man. One dude you would want to be in the alley with. Always had your back.
Lofa could stick, man. I like watching him play. And I'm going to throw up this one every single time. This is very easy for me. Zach Thomas, Miami Dolphins. Give me the full screen. You know what I'm talking about. On the right, you're going to see Zach Thomas. On the left, you're going to see a first ballot Hall of Famer. Brian Urlacher, fewer games played, way less tackles, 1 more Pro Bowl, and 1 less first-team All-Pro. Brian Urlacher belongs in the Hall of Fame. So does Zach Thomas. Jason Taylor is in. I think Zach Thomas is a better football player. 54, get him in.
It's good. I wish I had a blind resume for this one. What if I told you there was a guy who played for one team for 13 years, went to 10 Pro Bowls, won Defensive Player of the Year twice, and was an first-team All-Pro 8 times, and you never heard of him? What? Joe Schmidt. This is a guy right before the Super Bowl era for the Detroit Lions, was the best linebacker of his generation. He is viewed that way, and yet doesn't get the same renown as, oh, I don't know, a Chuck Bednarik or a Ray Nitschke or
Dick Butkus.
Or a Butkus. Yeah. But this guy was the Lions' face of the franchise for 13 seasons. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 10-time Pro Bowler, 8-time first-team All-Pro, Joe Schmidt. Go find your books, guys, history books. Joe Schmidt, Google him.
David Johnson treatment, potentially?
Maybe. Common name. I like in so many of Peter's answers, you hear a brass section come up and old retro music. Trombones all of a sudden.
Joe Schmidt, huge on Twitter.
The orchestra pit right here,
Yeah,
ready
like
for
it.
Schrager to talk. As we crown Lamar Jackson week to week for some, there's a quiet voice out there whispering, shut up, pump the brakes. I'd like to know the one thing in your life that you dove into right away and never regretted.
I'll go
Just all in. What do you got?
Hot sauce. I was eating hot sauce before it was cool, okay? I want everyone to know I was having hot sauce as a 6-year-old on, like, salad.
You were the first to have hot sauce.
Hot sauce, cereal, salad. I don't care. Hot sauce on it. You give me dry cereal, putting hot sauce on it. Never looked back. Don't regret it. Never pumped a brake in that one.
All right, so there's a few things in life that I just said I wouldn't do. You know, it's like bungee jumping, skiing, you know, parachuting out of a plane.
Sure.
And this was on the list until somebody recommended, but this was in my young and wilder days.
Yeah.
It was a good time, man. It was a good time.
Think about it. Think about it. Talk about it.
You liken skinny dipping to jumping out of an airplane?
You know, Kay, this was back in my Woodstock days.
Okay.
You know, I was quite a hippie when I was young.
Yes.
Good times. I'm not saying kids try this. Don't try it.
Yeah.
Get into your 30s
don't
before you
regret
dive into that pool.
Fun to,
you know what I mean?
Fun to be a team player, too, you know what I mean?
God.
This is the thing where I was getting the Jonah Hill gif, you know, it's take it easy on that. I was so into this, just rap rock in the late 90s. When I heard that Linkin Park, when I heard POD, full confession, when I was a freshman in college, I took one computer science class, learned some HTML. I made a 311 fan page. I had my own web page just about 311.
Really?
I was into Essay and Peanut and Nick. I was so into the idea of rock guitars and rap lyrics about I want what once was mine and like stuff like that. I was so into it, and I kind of still am. I don't mind it. I like it. Rap rock.
You kind of still regret it. This is our show, getting you set for all the action. Jerry Jones will join us live on GMFB in just a bit. And you keep talking about Sam Darnold. Well, let's talk about
Oh, what's up, Sam?
He's on a hot streak. Will it continue into
It was crazy because,
this weekend?
listen, they almost kissed the season goodbye, and now all of a sudden, the Jets have found their groove.
Allowed to go out, right?
They'll make out fine, Nick.
What do you
As
guys think?
he's allowed, they will make up.
Bite your tongue, Nick.
And we'll reveal the Gold Jacket